So, this is my Summerslam experience, giving you all the stories, the scoops, who I met, who I didn't meet, the funny randoms in between. I have a whole list right. Hold on, where is the list? Please tell me I did not exit the, okay, there we go. I have a whole, pretty much, itinerary on my computer, exactly what I did. Not a description, just a little, couple words, like, oh, alright, that story, that story, that story, that story. Pretty much, I'm going to start all the way back from March of this year when I was on Twitter. And Bree tweeted, oh, Summerslam travel package is on sale now, and he was really mad because he bought the tickets a couple weeks prior. For some reason, maybe he probably would have wanted the travel package because it would have been more easier, everything been set up and everything. But anyways, he tweets a travel package, and I'm like, thinking about the travel package, and Miguel starts tweeting, he's like, oh, you should just do it. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because the year prior, no one knows about this. The original plan was for me to go to SummerSlam. I wasn't gonna tell anyone. I was just gonna show up, and I was gonna buy the travel package. But when I actually finally did get the money to buy the travel package, because at the time I booked to go to Extreme Rules in Chicago for that weekend to hang out with a couple of my friends. And around the same time the travel packages came out, so I was tight for money, so I had to wait a couple weeks until I got some. And when that happened, the travel package cut off. They stopped selling them, so that wasn't the case to go to SummerSlam in 2012. So instead of that, what was it? I said next year hopefully I'll go. So when the travel package did come out, the trip this year was originally supposed to be where my friends go to Vegas, but I'm thinking about it more. I'm like, wait a minute, the friends, like my main clique of friends that I hang out with, not all of them are gonna be 21 by the time if we actually do go to Vegas. So I think about it more and more. I'm like, are we gonna go to Vegas this year? Are we not gonna go to Vegas this year? And then I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna buy the package. And then I realized, maybe Ravi wanted to come. Assault Battery 777. So I text him, and then he ends up texting me back later that night. He's like, I'll think about it. Give me till Monday. Because I was saying I want to get the platinum. If I'm going to LA, I'm going all out. And he said, if I want to come, I'll get the gold. And I'm like, alright, fine, that's cool. I'll get the gold with you too. And then I'll just like go all out on VIPs. It doesn't matter, I'm just sitting in the 100 section. And I probably can buy it. Because usually I like to get the chair at the event I go to. So it's just a nice commemorative thing to have. So I would probably just buy it off someone or something. Anyways, he ends up texting me back a couple days later saying, oh, can't go, blah blah blah. It was around close to WrestleMania. I guess he was more focused on Mania and money and everything, so that's whatever. So buy the package. So we're like, alright, I'm probably gonna hang out with those guys, because Miguel said he wanted to hang out and Steve definitely said he wanted to hang out. So I was like, alright, cool, we're good to go on this one. Pretty much talked to those guys back. Probably talked to Steve back and forth to find out what we were doing, and that was that. So on Friday of last week, jumped on the plane. I booked my ticket, Toronto to LA, and 5 hours and 14 minutes I was in LA. It was a good time. It was funny because I went there really early, and I thought it would take, because last time when I went to Chicago, it took me about 45 minutes, like an hour, to get through boarding and to get my luggage checked in, and getting through security, getting through customs. And literally when I was going through customs this week, this time when I went through, that guy was so nice. I got my ticket because I wasn't checking. I just had a carry on. I didn't want to pay the 25 bucks to check in my little luggage, and I was lugging the poster around in a big box and my laptop bag. I go through security. No, what was it? Did I go? Yeah, I went through security. Everything's fine. Went through customs. There's no line there. Went straight to the front of the line. Guy was just yelling at me, "What's up?" Because I wear a lot of Jack and Jones shirts, and I don't know, because people call me Jack and Jones. Some people like Jack and Jones. The guy came up and said, "Hey, what's up, Jack and Jones?" Because I had a big logo on my shirt, and he just started talking to me, whatever. This random stuff. He didn't even ask me about where I was going, what I was doing, anything. He just went, we're just chit-chatting, boom, stamp, have a nice day, bam, I'm out of there. Going right down. Got something to eat, about 2 hours to kill, jumped on the plane. Arturo Cal, the guy from the score that used to work there, if anyone knows him, he was sitting like literally the row in front of me, which I thought was funny. I didn't say anything to him. I wasn't fussed. I actually tweeted on the flight to Arturo Cal. He probably saw that. I think, where's that creepy guy that tweeted about me? And I remember because when he got off the plane, he looked at me and it was like, okay, and then he just took off. I'm like thinking like I'm gonna ask him a million questions. Like, I'm not fussed. I'm on this 5-hour flight. I want to get out of here and get to my hotel. But what did I do in the flight? I watched Iron Man 3, listened to some music. I fell asleep for an hour, woke up. I had a nice window seat. I love getting in the window seat or the aisle seat. I ended up like stretching my legs underneath the seat, just kicking back, just chilling. Get off the plane. So I didn't know how to get from the hotel to LAX to the hotel. So pretty much went online and there was this thing called Super Shuttle and it cost like $16, but you have to share it with 9 other people and they drop you to your destination. So right there, I got off the plane at 3 o'clock. I literally was at the front of LAX at 3:15 and the shuttle picked it up at 3:30 and then picked a bunch of other people and then we jumped on the highway and then I finally saw what LA traffic was. We were stuck in traffic for a good 45 minutes to yeah, I think it was 45 minutes. We finally got out of traffic. They dropped everyone off. I think there was 2 people left in the car, and they finally dropped me off to the Omni. I didn't get to the Omni until about 5 something. Then I had to wait a bit. I finally checked in, got my hotel 5:30. I'm like, all right. I don't really know what to do. I set up the internet. I put on TV. It was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's go start roaming downtown LA. So put some stuff on, got out of there, roamed around, did whatever, got Subway, got a pretzel, that was pretty good. Just pretty much just chilled, just like walked everywhere, just did a little bit of sightseeing around the place. Came back to my hotel, went to the gym. I actually texted Steve, I was like, what are you guys doing? He originally told me he was going to the Angels game, and he told me, we're going to the Angels game. I'm surprised, like, first he said, you're here so early, because I guess, the Angels game was until 7, so I wish I talked to those guys before, because if I knew they were leaving at 7, I could have told them I would have been there early, so I could have tagged along with them. But anyways, I'm not fussed about that. So what did I do? What's the gym? Hotel gym. I pretty much watched Two Broke Girls and passed out. And then originally Steve said, we probably might meet up later after the game, but I ended up passing 12. Looked at my phone, I woke up like around, I woke up an hour later, I looked at my phone, I'm like, oh crap. I looked at my phone, he didn't text me, I tossed my phone, I chucked it across the room, I'm like, alright, going to sleep, I gotta get up at 7. Because they got the morning access, well not the morning access, the morning breakfast thing for the, not platinum, for all the package guys. Thinking that, there's not a lot of travel package people because I haven't seen one video on it, not one like blog or description or like write up on it. I saw a little blurb on it, but they didn't give me a full thing of what they just talked about access and all that stuff, and they talked about the morning thing. They met Christian and they talked about just access. They didn't even talk about the event or the other stuff, and it was like okay, whatever. It wasn't like a full thing, but that's why I'm making this video for you guys, for people that actually, if you want to get the travel package next year, exactly what it comes with for platinum and gold, because gold is just, they take off one thing. Anyways, going to the breakfast thing, it's a huge lineup, about like 120 people. They got the WWE camera guys there, we're doing the chants, we're doing the yes, they're coming down, they're running up and down the line so they can record us. We get in there. I forgot to add, this is a really nice hotel. This is like 4 or 5 star hotel. Like when you walk in, there's drinks you can go get. The lobby front desk has cookies you can get. It's just great hotel. There'll be a lot of pauses and stuff in this video. This will be a long one, as you can tell by the minutes in this video. But I am not finished recording yet because I'm recording this at this very moment. That's how you guys are watching this. Anyways, we go in there. It's really nice, really fancy. It's like really nice, really nice glasses. They got different forks and knives and whatever. You got those little towel things that you put on your lap. They got waiters there. It's all you can eat buffet, pretty much, like eggs, bacon, like muffins. You can get your own omelet. I don't think they had pancakes or waffles. What else did they have? Shucks. They had a bunch of stuff, a bunch of food you could grab: hash browns, toasts, like ham, unlimited orange juice, whatever you want. Just go grab it. And then pretty much trying to chit chat with whoever I'm around, because there's about 12 different tables, and I was like north of the back at table 11. So about an hour in, everyone's chanting yes, no. One girl, like, everyone's doing chants, and the girl was like, "I'm awesome," and I was like, "Boo." We were doing Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks. It was pretty fun. It was weird because it was like night and day in there, because it was a really nice breakfast place, all you can eat, and we're all just wearing our wrestling shirts and our hats and whatever. Just night and day in there. Like, we should be wearing dress pants and a dress shirt, nice belt, some dress shoes on. Like, we were not dressed for that place at all. Anyways, so we hear someone on the mic, and then I was like, everyone's like, R-Truth, and then everyone chanting, "What's up? What's up?" And I'm like, alright, cool, that's fun. Fine, I'll meet R-Truth. Comes out, but I noticed there's 2 tables, and one of the guys, like, I think I saw RVD walking through the hallway. And then after R-Truth does the, "You gotta do this for my next guest," and he does the Rob Van Dam. I was like, alright. It's like, oh, let him chill. I wanted to chant that, but everyone's like, RVD, RVD. RVD comes up, everyone meets him. At this point, it's about 9:30, and I got a text from Steve and a tweet from Miguel saying, where am I at? Because they already had access in the VIP line. So I'm like, I'm here, and I probably won't get there till 11. So I'm probably gonna jump in the Bryan line. I'll meet you guys later. Because I was able, because when I get tweets from people I follow, I get a text on my phone. It's like pretty much, if I follow you and you tweet me, it's pretty much shooting me a text when you shoot me a tweet on Twitter. So I was like, alright, I'll just meet you guys later. So ended up going to meet RVD. I asked him, thanks, like, I'm glad you're back. Are you able to sign a missed pay-per-view? Rob and Miguel and Steve saw the autograph, and they got jealous because I got the good autograph. And if you see Miguel's One Night Stand cover, it just says, like, the little crappy autograph. He signed it Rob and Dam, 5 stars, Mr. Pay-per-view. I asked him if I said, I know I wasn't asked to sign it the whole effing show, but they probably won't let you do that. He's like, yeah, I know, PG, man, whatever. Took the picture, went to go meet R-Truth. I told him about how he was, like, probably the most funniest guys, like one of the best guys in WWE in 2011. I loved R-Truth heel run, like all the stuff with the merch and coming down the ring, and the what was it? The stupid the hat and the sword and whatever, the Confederate. They dressed up as Confederate. Just some awesome stuff that he did. That's why I get annoyed when I see a good guy R-Truth, because I know how good he is when he is a bad guy and just goes out and entertains the fans. So I met R-Truth. He signed it, "What's up, R-Truth?" and I asked him if he could put "Don't want me," which was funny. And there was 2 big autographs already I got on the poster. I'm like, man, this didn't fill up really quick. So I get out of there, I run back upstairs, I grab the 2 things, the poster thing that I'm gonna get, the 16 by 20 I'm gonna get signed by Punk, and the 20 by 30 I'm gonna get signed by Triple H. Threw that in a bag, let's go. Jumped in a cab, asked the guy how much it cost me to get in the cab to go to Staples Center. He's like, $10. I'm like, alright, sweet, get me there. 5 minutes later, get there, jump in line. Steve sees me, he's like, oh my god, you're tall. I was like, I know, I'm only 6'4". I look taller in person than I do on video, because I am 6'4". I've been saying that. I say that on Twitter all the time, because people always, every time they always see me or meet me, because I've got some random people that met me, like, you're tall, taller than your videos. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just the illusion of you're just seeing my face. And part of my arms and stuff. I have really long arms, see? Anyways, then I'm in line, and the line's like swerving up and around. There's about at least 200 people in front of us, or 100 something. And then I see, like, halfway between, there's like, say, Steve and Miguel, and them are there. I'm here. In between here is Luke. I'm like, is that Luke? I'm like, Steve, is that Luke? You're like, yeah. So me and Luke, because originally, with your with your package, you get one access session, but you don't know who's going to be at the VIPs. So I already had two, not one, but two VIPs for the second session, Punk and AAA. So I have no use for a for the access ticket. So I'm like, I text Steve. At first I shoot a message on Twitter like, anyone need a ticket? And then I text Steve. I'm like, Steve, you know anyone that's gonna need a ticket? And he's like, yeah, probably my buddy Luke. I'm like, all right, cool, set it up. So I ended up, Luke ended up messaging me, and then we shot back and forth. I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Here's a ticket, no problem. Because I already have two. I have no use for it. I pretty much throw it in the garbage because I don't know what else to do with it. What was it after that? So I started talking with Luke, whatever. We went right in. They were Steve, Miguel, Mario, Luke were all gonna go meet Cena, and I only had the Brian VIP, which I bought a couple nights before. It was like $60, so $30 more. I get to jump in the VIP line. I get to meet Daniel Bryan, and so yeah. So they went their own way. I went my way. I went to go meet Brian. I met him in about 15 minutes. I told him, when I met him, I told him how he got me to independent wrestling, got me to PWG, ROH Chicago. He's like, thanks, man. I was like, he's like, really? That's you're like really cool, man. He's like, and then what else did he say? He's like, oh, you ever been to PWG show? I'm like, no, I'm from Toronto. Like, I wish they had one today because they had 10 last week. And he's like, oh man, that sucks. And they have Bola next weekend. Do they have Bola next weekend? Has it been, or All-Star weekend? Anyways. So I met Brian. He's a cool guy. He signed my, he signed the picture of Daniel Bryan, and he signed my poster too. I could probably throw whatever down. He would have signed everything. But I met Brian. He was a cool guy. Went out in line. So I'm like 15 minutes in, and people are still filing in. So I'm like, oh, let me jump in a line. So I jumped in the. I saw Christian and Cody Rhodes signing. So I'm like, all right, that's a cool short line. I'll jump there. Ortiz was at the back of me. And Mario was there, but I didn't meet Mario yet. I knew who Mario was because I watched Steve's videos, obviously. And Ortiz, I have him on Facebook or something, yeah. So we run through that line. I talked to Ortiz for a bit. I met 45 minutes in. I met Christian and Rhodes. The picture didn't come up properly because when I gave the lady the camera, she just took it while me and Christian were just. I was holding down the poster. Christian was signing it. He signed it one more match. And I thought it was cool. The girl in front of me had her yearbook, and she just put it to a blank page, and Christian opened up the yearbook on the side and saw her name, so she put, he wrote her name, wrote like a little message and signed it on an actual page. I think Rose did the same. So I meet them, I jump out of that line, so I'm walking down, I'm like, it's about 12 something. So there's about an hour left until they start switching up people. So I go and I see primetime players. And I'm like, I really want to meet the primetime players. That was the one people I actually wanted to meet. So I go meet them, and then the girl in line was telling me how probably won't be able to meet them because they change in an hour. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just meet whoever's next. So I'm pretty much chatting up whoever I want to, like chat up the Access girls that are working there. I'm chatting up whoever I can in line to kill time. Or I see Ortiz come by and he's in the back of the line. I'm like, Ortiz, come with me. So he came, come with me. We go through the line and I'm like, Ortiz, I bet you they're gonna cut us right in front of me. And then we get up there. We finally get up there, and then I'm there. I meet the primetime players, and I want to ask them because I've been asking people to personalize stuff on the actual thing. So on my posters, so I asked them, can one of you put primetime players, and one of you put millions of dollars? Like, sorry man, we're in a rush, we gotta go. But they took a picture with me and everything, standing up. So I thought that was cool too. So they went out. The guy said cut, and Ortiz is there. So I originally thought Ortiz got cut right in front of me. The original I found out watching his video that the guy asked him if he wanted to meet the next guy, which was Mick Foley, or primetime players, and he picked Mick Foley. I'm outside thinking they cut, so I'm going like, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know. So he's standing on the stage, I'm just there. I'm like waiting there for like a good 5 minutes. The lady wants to kick me out, I'm like, I can't. My cousin's up there, I gotta wait for him. Because I just pretty much, that's how I say, like, when I wait for people, if they want to kick me out, because they won't kick you out if you're like with family. I'm like, I can't leave. My little cousin's up on that stage. They're like, all right, fine, you can just stay over here. So Mick Foley comes like 5 minutes later. He signs for the handicapped people for about 10 minutes because they have their own special line. Goes up. Ortiz meets him. We get out of there. I text Steve. I'm like, "Where are you at?" He's like, at the we're Cena at the Raw thing." So we run down. We were hanging out. So it was me, Ortiz, Mario, Luke, Steve, and Miguel, and we're just waiting in line. The Wade Bear line's like pretty decent line, but we were just chit chatting, talking away, just BSing, and then we ended up going through the line in like half an hour. So this is about, what was it? I think it was 2. Was it 2:30? I can't remember. Like, it felt, I think that was 2:30. Hold on. Who did I meet? Yeah, Daniel Bryan, Christian, primetime players, Wade Barrett. Access was 11 to 3. I think we jumped out of there at 2 o'clock. So we met Wade Barrett around 2 or 1:30 or 2. Anyways, we met Wade Barrett. I think it was 2, yeah, because they were in line since 1, and then we jumped in there about what was it, like 1:30 or 1:20 or whatever, and the line went by really quick, hanging out with those guys. So we met Wade Barrett. We jump out of there like, "Do you guys want to meet anyone else?" Ortiz went to go, when I was watching his video, he meant to go meet so many people after we left, but he meant a bunch of low-class guys, so it was no big deal. We jump out of there because we all have Triple H VIP, so we wanted to go back in the VIP line. So we're just all chilling there pretty much. I mean, me and Mario get some popsicles, I go eat my Sonic popsicle, we're just hanging online, talking, whatever, just joking around. And we're trying to figure out who wants to go where. And Miguel was like, "Oh, I really want to meet Fandango Summer Rae. I got these 8x10s. I'm like, "Alright, cool. I'm gonna go check out how the Triple H line is. If it's quick, I might just go there and then come meet up with you, or I just might just come with you and then we'll all go together." So Steve, I don't know why so Miguel really wanted to meet them, Fandango Summer Rae. I'm like, "Alright, fine. I don't care. I'll just come hang out with you. It's just whatever." And I actually didn't mind meeting Fandango Summer Rae, more Summer Rae than anything else, because it'd be cool to sign the poster. And finding out who Steve and them met. I think they met Lillian and Layla. I wasn't too fussed on meeting them. So me and Miguel, we started running to people, and like I said before, I was chatting up Access Girl, so I was trying to talk to the same people over and over again. And then I'm like, "Can you figure out who's gonna be here?" And then she's like, "Alright, I'll try to figure it out for you." So they would go. And there's the guy at the clipboard, but the guy at the clipboard wasn't saying nothing to no one. And usually, between the booths, they have a little paper in the slip. There's a little big board thing, and there's a little slip in say who's there. And there was nothing for no one. So we jump in one line, and then one guy comes up and is like, "Yep, meeting Kofi." And we're like, "Kofi?" And then we run out of there. The guy's like, "You don't want to meet Kofi?" We're like, "Nope." And we start taking off. And then I see the sign. I'm like, "Miguel, look over here. They have the sign right here, Fandango Summer Rae." He's like, "Yes." So we run in that line. We meet Summer Rae, Fandango. Fandango comes out. I kid you not. He's wearing silver dress shoes. Silver dress shoes. And Summer Rae's looking smoking. So they come up. They sign for the handicapped people that are in line. They usually do that first. They go, because it's like get that line clear, then they'll come meet us for like 20 minutes, and they'll switch back to the handicap line. So there's people there. It just goes back and forth. So Summer Rae and Fandango's there. So I go up, and I talk to Summer Rae, how you doing? Can you sign the poster? Thank you, Fandango. Fandango looks at the poster, like, "Where'd you get that poster?" And he says it in his like Fandango voice. I'm like, WWE shop? He's like, "Oh, okay." And then he signs the poster, and then we take the picture, and it was like, for some reason Miguel thought it was so funny that he kept in character and asked me where I got the poster from, like I bought it here or something. Anyways, because actually quite a bit of people have been asking me about the poster, like, "Oh, you got the poster? That's cool." Because I like to sign, for some reason I love signing big signatures when they have space, but they had the Access paper, they keep it really small. So and I guess they weren't selling at SummerSlam Access. I mean, they weren't selling at SummerSlam Access. I'm glad I bought that in Shop Zone, because I was contemplating either buying it at the event or buying it online. So, but I'm glad I had it now. I'd have really regretted it that day. Anyways, we go meet Fandango Summer Rae, and then we're like, "Alright, let's go jump in the Triple H line." So Steve is already in the Triple H line, and Mario's already in the Triple H line. So we jump with them. They're at the back of the line, and Steve is trying to get his picture signed by Dolph Ziggler, because that was the last person on his list, and he's doing a Q&A. But the Doritos Jack girl comes around and talks to Steve, and Steve asked the girl if she could get a sign for him. So she tries to go get a sign. We're just standing there. Security, Steve's, what was it? Steve's like, oh, we gotta stand here. Someone told us. And I was like, what do you mean we gotta stand here? The line's moving. There's like so much space in the line. We're in the back of the line. And security comes like, oh yeah, you guys can't stand there. And me, Mario, and Miguel are like, okay, yep. We just take off. And Steve's like, hold on. She said we're supposed to stand here, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh. So he was arguing with the security guy. While we're in line, there's that video where the ring's right there and we're like kind of like ringside. We see Road Dogg, we see Joey Mercury, and we see Kali's old manager, Ranjan Singh or whatever. And they're all just standing there just talking. I'm like, I can't look at this. This is so weird because they're all agents, so they're just standing around just talking or whatever. Road Dogg is tall. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He is huge. And he has a huge tattoo in the back of his head. So we're just marking out in line, doing whatever. We finally meet Triple H. I met him. I asked him to sign it. Can you sign a sucker? He's like, no, I can't. Let me just sign a DX. And then we took the picture. Triple H is all serious, whatever. Miguel got 2 things signed. Steve got 2 things signed. I was like, man, I wish I got 2 things signed. So after that, where did we go? So they're kicking off the old people. It was about, I think it was 5:40 then, right? Because we jumped in the Epico and Primo line, and we're like, whatever, we could beat them real quick and leave. And then someone said, no, this is gonna be the line for AJ Lee. And we're like, AJ Lee, that means Big E Lanks is coming. So we trust this guy. So we're like, alright, we're just gonna chill in this line and let everyone cut in front of us. And whoever comes at 6 o'clock will meet them. We did this to a point where it's about 5:50 and there's about 10 minutes left. And the thing loops around like that. Say it loops like, it just makes like 4 loops. The front line's here. It looped around like this. And there's like a line and a half. And me, Miguel, Steve, Mario, Luke are all just standing there. And there's a huge gap. And to a point where there's people circled around us and exiting the back of the line. And there's a big line forming up. It's getting big. People are figuring out it's AJ. So we just stopped there. And everyone's smartened up. So no one's getting in front of us because no one wants to get that back of that big line now. Because you can't come back, cut in front. And Epico and Primo are looking like, So there's to a point where there's one guy like at the front now at the line because we were officially at the front. There's one guy at the front just sat down. So they kicked off Epico and Primo like 5 minutes to 6. They got kicked out of there. Biggie Lanks and AJ showed up at 6 o'clock and we're chanting. Everyone chanting AJ, AJ. And I don't know if Miguel was joking or not. I think he actually did want to meet a Biggie Lanks and more than AJ Lee. So we're chanting Biggie, Biggie, and I'm doing the whole 5, 5. And when Biggie looks on stage, he like looks at us and gets a point. And we're like, yeah, that's the man right there. It's Biggie Langston. We go up. No, first ESPN just cuts us off. They start doing a 15-minute interview with AJ. We start booing, we start heckling ESPN, and Biggie's just there. He's just making faces, whatever, whatsoever, and whatever you have, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This video is going on way too long, and we're just talking about day 1 for access. We still got day 2. Anyways, they're doing the ESP thing. AJ finally comes up, and I'm like, to Miguel, I was talking to, I think it was Miguel, and who else? And Mario. Because Mario really wants to meet AJ Lee, because he had an Elite figure. I'm like, I don't know, that's AJ. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh right, the game thing. Like, if she likes Xbox or PS3, and Miguel's like, I think she said she likes Xbox. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna ask her her favorite Xbox game is. So I go up, I'm like, AJ, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, AJ, what is your favorite Xbox game? She's like, Fable 3. And I'm like, oh, can you, and then after Summerslam poster, she has her face on. I'm like, AJ, can you sign nearby you? Like, do you want me to sign into my face? I'm like, sign whatever you want. Like, I'm gonna sign the Bella's boob. And I'm like, oh, which one, the big ones or the small ones? And for some reason, she found that hysterical. She started laughing, like, really loud. And I was like, alright, cool, I got AJ to laugh. Moved on. I'm like, Big E, you're the man, future world champ. I'm glad I could finally meet you now because, like a couple years from now, I honestly believe this is not even a joke. Like, I honestly believe in like 2 years, a Big E Langston will be a VIP that you're gonna pay like $100, $150 for it. WrestleMania Access and SummerSlam Access. I'm like, I'm glad I can meet you, man. I'm glad I can meet you now. I really appreciate. And he's like, man, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I asked him, he's like, can you sign I Need a 5 beside your name? He's like, oh, he smiled like, yeah, man, sure, no problem. We signed it. It took the picture. He does a serious face, whatever. We jump out of that line. when we're in line, I forgot to add, we see, everyone starts cheering. We see Cesaro, Swagger, and Zeb. And I honestly thought it was a, like half joke, half seriousness. But Steve is dead serious on how much he actually likes Jack Swagger. He sees them. He's looking around. He looks at Luke. He's like, Luke, what are you getting signed? Luke's like, I'm not getting anything signed, but I'll get the paper. Like, alright, Luke, get this signed for the here's my encyclopedia, get it signed. He gets his boxes. I kid you not, jumps out of line. We're in the front of the line, by the way. Jumps out of line. This is when the ESPN thing was happening. He bolts, follows Swagger, Zeb, and Claudio to the other line. And we're like, I'm like, what's going on? I never knew Steve was that serious about meeting Swagger. So he runs out there. He gets in that line. And then we ended up meeting up with him. He's like halfway in the line and they're at the back. And so I'm talking to Miguel and Mario. And I'm like, should I stay in this line or should I go meet Punk and then come back meet you guys? And this is about 6:30 now. And Punk signing 68. He's like, you know what, dude, you should just go meet Punk. I'm like, you know what, alright, fine, I'll just go meet Punk. I'll come back and meet up with you guys. They're like, alright, cool. So I go, it was me and one of Mario's friends that he was staying with. So we go in the Punk line. In the line, Booker T does a Q&A session. So in that Q&A session, he was asking, what's your favorite SummerSlam moment? So we were yelling, and on the screen it was him versus Triple H, and we yelled out, when Triple H beat you. He looked at us and was like, what? And then at that moment, Triple H was pinning Booker T, and we're like, over there! And he turned around, and he saw it, he's like, oh man. And then he talked about how that was a good match, but it was like, that's probably not my favorite SummerSlam moment. And I thought it was hilarious. It was like the best timing ever. So we meet Punk. And so all day, Miguel and Steve like, man, Punk's a dick. Like, yeah, you're probably not gonna have a good experience. Just keep it short. Like, just get your thing signed and leave. Don't really. Just if he blows you off, just don't take it to heart. I'm like, you know what? If he blows me off, I'm probably gonna tell him to F off. And then you're like, they start laughing. So I'm like, alright. So my expectations down here. So I go up, so we're in line, and Punk gives me like a look, like a stare. Like, we glance eyes for a second, and he looks back up. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Punk? How you doing, man? He's like, yo, man, good. And he's like, I can't remember. Then he starts signing the thing, and I'm like, Punk, are you able to sign the best in the world for me? And he's like, his handler was like, no, I can't, man. Like, no, he can't. He only signs his name. And he's like, Punk's like, sorry, man, I can't. Then he stops. He looks at me. He's like, you know what? No. Then he starts signing, and he's like, you know what? And then he just starts signing. He's like, yo, I have a sweet spot for these things. So he signed it best in the world. I'm like, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. He's like, yeah, man, no problem. Shook my hand. He did a little point thing. Looked up, and we took the picture, and I was out of there. So Punk was nice to me. Like, all I gotta say. So when I went to go back to meet up with Steve and them, I was like, Steve was like, how was it? I'm like, he was nice. No, first Miguel did like a thumbs up or thumbs down. I did thumbs up. He was like, what? Steve was like, how was he? Like, he was nice to me. He personalized the thing for me. He's like, what? How did he be nice to you? And he was a dick to me last year. Steve got kind of upset. Anyways. So I go around, and then, like I said, talking to the access girls. So I pretty much talk to whoever I can in line, like even when I'm with people, because I'm trying to be friends with them, so I could try to, if I ever need to sneak in line. Didn't pay off, because I go up to the girl. She's like, I'm like talking to her, I'm like, oh, because the line's closed off. I'm like, are you able to get me in there? My friends are in there. I just want to go in. And she's like, all right, I'll just talk to the guys that's in charge. She comes back. She's like, sorry, I can't get you in there. So there's a side part, right? There's a little opening part where where the main, like the side of the stage is, where you walk up, and like the actual line, and you could just stand there if you want. People usually take pictures when they're too lazy to actually go meet the wrestlers, because either the line's too long or they just can't get in. So Steve is done. So me and Steve were talking, and Miguel, Luke, Mario were on the line. Some of the stories they talk about, by the way, like Miguel and Luke, they mess it up a bit because I wasn't there for some of those things. Anyways, go to Luke's channel, talk about his confrontation with him and Swagger when they did, or Miguel talks about it too. They both have videos. The the links will probably be in the description for those guys' videos too, for their experience videos. Anyways, they're at the front, so Steve's there, I'm there, they're right beside there. I could just bump in. I'm like, Steve, should I just go? I should just go in. Steve was like, yeah, just do it. It's like, I don't know, man. The security guys are looking into us because I was talking to them earlier to get in. They're like, you know what, just go up there. What are they gonna really do? They kick you off when they meet Swagger? Because the session's almost over. They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, you're right. So I was hesitant to do it. All of a sudden, Steve just bumps me, and I'm in the line. I'm like, all right, whatever. I cut through Luke and Miguel because Miguel wants to record Luke. Luke's scared, so he doesn't want to go. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in front of you, Luke. I don't think they knew I was even cutting a line. So I went through, met Swagger. He signed an All-American for me. I talked to Claudio. I'm like, Claudio, nice meeting you. I think you're one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now. You're a future world champ. I love your stuff with you and PWG, with you and Generica. Some amazing matches. And then he bumps Swagger. He's like, hear that? I'm one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now. And I start laughing. And then I meet Zeb. Zeb does this to me. I do this to him. He's like, no, picture over there. I'm like, alright, cool. So me, Zeb, and Claudio are doing it. Swagger, I looked through pictures with Swagger. He did not do the Patriot thing. So Claudio's doing it, Cesaro, and Zeb's doing it, and whoever else is there. And he's not doing it. So I'm like, whatever. And by then, time is about 7:45. So Miguel's like, alright, I go get my stuff from the car. And we'll just get out of there. We're probably going to go hang out or eat or something. I'm like, alright, cool, I'll just come with you then. So we just go for a walk or whatever. I took a picture of Staples Center at the front. We come back. So Steve's still in Access because he wanted to, for some reason, wanted to meet Alicia Fox again. He already met Alicia Fox earlier that day and got her to sign his picture. He actually met her the day before also, I believe, at the hotel. So it's about like 7:55, and Miguel's texting Steve, where is he? So we're just meeting him, just talking MMA or whatever. UFC was that night. And it's like, then it's like 8:15 now, and Miguel's like fed up. He's like, alright, let's just go. We'll meet us back at the hotel. Then Steve ended up texting back, so we had to go back, meet up with Steve. We went back to the hotel, we dropped our stuff. That's where we met up with Kevin. I never met Kevin before, but I've seen him in countless videos from those guys, so I just like, alright, oh, it's Kevin Man on Fire. He's like, yeah, man, and I met him, and he knew me because he watched Ravi's video when he did the day in the life thing, I think. So we just talking whatever. We ended up going to IHOP. We're there for like 2.5 hours. It was just talking whatever, to a point where when we left, like, our legs were all cramped up. We were outside standing up for almost 12 hours, 10 hours that day. So we're just tired, beat up. I got sunburn. Oh my god, I didn't even know it was possible for me to get any darker. But hold on. So we go back to the hotel. It's about 12. There's a video. For some reason, Steve wanted to get shot by Kevin. So they make a video. Steve takes off his shirt. Kevin, like, Steve is so scared. You just gotta watch the video. Anyways, Steve flinched when Kevin does it one time, and all of a sudden he just BAM! Slaps him. The video does not do it justice. He slaps him so hard, so loud. It's just like boom! I'm like laughing so hard. I'm like coughing and choking in the background. Miguel's dying. He's recording it. Steve is just like, and I'm like, look, Steve, there's a handprint on your chest. He's like, what? And he looks down. He's like, oh wow. And then we were just talking, whatever. It was just fun hanging out. But it was to a point where it was getting late. I wanted to go to sleep. I didn't want to stay as late as possible. I was thinking about just staying until those guys are like, just kick me out, like whatever. I'll just go home. And then, but I'm like, alright, I should get there, go back to the hotel, and probably try to shower and sleep. That was the case. I went back to the hotel. I passed out 5 minutes later. I think I went on Twitter for like a couple minutes. That was it. So that was that. I am going to stop the video now. I'm going to make it continuous. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but yesterday I made this video and it did not record the whole thing, so I'm going to make this. This is my part 1, but you're going to see both parts together anyways. So I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to restart again for Sunday. Alright. I can't believe we're almost 40 minutes into this video, and I'm not even started with day 2 of Access. So when we left day 1 Access, we were all like, oh man, like Miguel met 13 people at Access. I met 15 people at Access. Steve met, I don't even know how many Steve met. I think Steve met 13 people also. We met a ton of people at Access. We met so many people. Miguel was telling me how at WrestleMania you're lucky to meet 2, maybe 3 people, and in 2 sessions we met 13, 15 people, and we were being picky. We could have won if we really wanted to. We could have met 20 people or 19. We could have met Epico and Primo. So Miguel would have been up to 15. I would have been up to 17. If we stayed with Ortiz, we could have met all those other people that were just standing around, just like the NXT people and all those guys. We could have met all them too, took pictures with them, but we were just like, oh, let's jump in for the next session, because we're preparing ourselves for the other session. So anyways, so I wake up, shower. I ended up, because Mario was staying in the same hotel as me, so I told him, like, oh, are you able to give me a ride? So he's like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. So I showered. We ended up leaving at 8 o'clock, me, Mario, and 2 of his other friends. So we ended up going and get Denny's. Once we go get Denny's, then we met up with Steve. Then we went in line, then we ended up seeing Steve there. Miguel, Kevin, and Luke were all getting Subway. So we're chilling with Steve. We're in the VIP line. None of us were really too fussed to meet anyone in particular. The only person Kevin and Luke were in general admission. I remember Kevin said he really wanted to meet Caitlyn the night before. Who else said? Steve also said he wanted to meet Caitlyn also. Me, Miguel were like, whoever we meet. We'll just meet someone, and we will go to the Shawn Michaels line. So we ended up going in line, jumping in the first line we saw, the first booth there, and it was Kofi and Rosa Mendez. With Kofi jumped out of the line the day before. So we met Kofi, met Rosa Mendez. We're only about 15 minutes in. I forgot to add, when we were waiting that line, though, Justin Ortiz was in general admission, so he came up to us, and we're just talking, like, jump in line with us. So, remember I told you there's like outside part near the front of the entrance where Steve and I were yesterday talking? Well, Miguel and Ortiz were talking a little bit out of the line, so they jump back in line. Security comes up to Miguel and be like, you cut the line. And Miguel's like, what? No, I didn't cut the line. Like, yeah, you did. I fully saw you cut the line. And we're like, no, he was with us this whole time. We all came in together. And then Miguel's like, I was just trying to call out one of my friends to ask them where they're going. And they're like, she's like, no. She was persistent on how to get Miguel out of that line. Anyways, Miguel didn't care at that moment, and Steve was like, no, hold on, I got it on video. So tried to show the video to the girl, and to a point where she was like, you know what, whatever, just stay in the line. And we're like, well, he's been in the line the whole time. It was Ortiz that cut the line, but we weren't going to rat him out, because, you know, yeah, why would we rat out Ortiz for? He's one of us. So we meet Kofi and Rosa Mendez. We jump out of that line. We jump into another line because we're only 15 minutes in. Shawn Michaels is not signing until 1 o'clock, 1 to 3, and it's only 11:15. And we're like, all right. So we're jumping another line, probably meet them, and then go in the Shawn Michaels line. So Sandow comes, and we're like, man, we're gonna meet Sandow. So we meet Sandow, and in the line he asks us like a pop quiz question. Miguel has it recorded to use our time while we're waiting. So we end up meeting Sandow. He actually signed my thing, You're Welcome. Kofi actually signed my thing, Boom Boom. I did not get Rosa Mendez to sign my poster. I took one of, Ortiz had 2 programs. So I'm like, Ortiz, give me one of your programs. I don't want Rosa to sign my poster. And it's kind of rude for not her to sign anything. So I'm like, alright, I'll just give her the program. I'll give Kofi the poster, and then we'll just take a picture and get out of there. So we did that. I gave Ortiz his book back, and then we went to go meet Sandow. Sandow signed my thing, You're Welcome. And then it was about 12, I think. So Miguel was like, alright, let's go meet Shawn Michaels. And then Steve was in the line with Caitlyn. That line was not moving. We would have been there forever. And to a point where they were in line, they got cut, and they met RVD. And I already met RVD, so I'm kind of glad I wasn't even in the line. So we went to the Access thing, and it was about 12, like early, like 12:05, whatever. Go there. Rey Mysterio signing still. We're like, alright, cool, we'll just wait out in the shade. So we're just chilling, just talking. In the ring, there's a Q&A going. There's a little trivia game going on to win a prize. And it was like the easiest question, like who's Edge's famous tag team partner? Who did Undertaker face at SummerSlam '96? Just some random easy question. I'm like, okay. The girl that won was asked, what is the name of the team of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage? Mega Powers. She won floor seats, row 5 tickets. Those are $500 a piece. That's $1,000 in tickets in her hand for free. And she came from all the way from Toronto to go to WrestleMania Access to meet Randy Orton. That doesn't make any logical sense. You know how much costs to go from Toronto to LA? It is quite a bit of money to, like, it's not cheap, but it's not severely expensive. But it is quite a bit of money to go from Toronto to LA just to go meet Randy Orton. Why don't you just go to WrestleMania to get VIP? I don't understand that logic. And don't go without SummerSlam tickets, not even the cheap seats. Anyway, she got the tickets. I would honestly, if I had those tickets, I would have sold it for like $1,000, $1,500 and got some cheap seats up on the top. Why not? Whatever. So next, what else did we do? So we're just chilling. They kicked. Rey Mysterio was done, so they let everyone at 12:45. But we didn't even know it, so we just jumped in line. We were like somewhat at the back. We saw a couple people that had the Rey Mysterio wristbands because Rey Mysterio was signing from 11 to 1, so they come at 12:45, coming for the late jump in the last line. They're like, no, Rey Mysterio's gone, but it's only 12:45, and they were just getting mad. So I don't know what happened to those guys. So we watch Emma versus Paige. I'm a huge Emma fan, so I'm doing the dance. Miguel's laughing like do. Hopefully Miguel's watching that. Miguel, I'm gonna get that song stuck in your head again now. And it's just a fun match. I'm heckling, I'm making noise, just trying to kill time, trying to entertain myself in the line. I'm just doing stupidness to the match was good. I was doing stupidness, so I'm like, who's Shawn Michaels? What line am I in right now? I was like, I don't even know what line this is for. I don't even know who Shawn Michaels is. What is he, a jobber? I was just acting stupid. Miguel, I don't know, Miguel was getting tired of it, whatever, joking around. So we meet Shawn Michaels. I go up there, I'm like, hey Shawn, how you doing? Can you sign a DX? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And we're about to do the picture. He's like this, like, no Shawn, can you do the click symbol? I was like, yep man, just tell me whatever I'm doing. So we do the click symbol. Yeah, he got the beard going, whatever. Get out of that line, and we're like, do you want to meet anyone? He's like, nah, not really. So it's about, I think it's about, I don't think it's not even 2 o'clock yet. And then he's like, we gotta go find some shade. So we start walking around. We can't find anywhere with shade. So we go meet up with Steve. We try to find out what Steve is. I think Steve just jumped in the Shawn Michaels line. So we go to the 2K14 booth where they have the demo going. So we start playing. I just started destroying Miguel in 2K14 to a point where I could have beat him, but we weren't playing like that. We were just playing hit finisher, and then not pin, hit finisher, not pin, drag it out as long as possible. We were there for like 20-25 minutes. Then to a point where like, should we go now? So like almost 2:30, because for the Platinum package, I had a little VIP thing where from 2:30 to 4:30 I go up in Staples Center and get my old special entrance, go up in a little suite and go eat food and whatever, meet some superstars. So he's like, yeah, sure. So he pinned me. He had the last finisher. He hit me, beat me, whatever. We got out there. I put Miguel over. He knows that too. So we're just walking around and we're like, all right, let's wait for Steve, and then I'll give him my stuff and then I'll take off. So first I was gonna give it to Miguel. Then Miguel was like, all right, Paige and Bo Dallas is there. I'm like, and the line's like short, so we get in and out of there in probably 10 minutes. So we're there. We go in line, whatever. We're at the front now, and Paige is looking at us. I think she's looking at me, and Miguel thinks she's looking at her. So I swear me and Paige locked eyes like at least 5 times. Miguel said he locked eyes with her 3 times. I swear I locked eyes with her 5 times. To the point I'm like, Miguel, is she staring at us? And he's like, yeah, I think she is. I locked eyes with her. I locked eyes with her too. What's going on? Is she looking at me or is she looking at you? To a point where she looked at me, and I'm like, what? And then Miguel's like, she's looking at you. And then she looked at Miguel. It's like, she's looking at you. I'm like, what's going on? And we're laughing. I'm like, all right, we're on this side of the line, right? We're at the front. But the entrance is that way. So I'm like, if we go over here, and she's looking at us over here, that means she's staring at us. So we go around. She's like, autograph signs, and she'll go like that. So she autographed, and she looked at that. And she does like a weird squint thing. She looked at us, and I was like, oh my god, she's looking at us. So I'm like, you know what, Miguel? I'm probably never going to meet Paige again, or whatever. She's never going to remember me. I'm going to ask her who's she staring at, me or you? So I'm like, alright. I go up to Bo Dallas. I'm like, hey, Bo Dallas, what's up, man? I don't care about Bo Dallas. Go to Paige. Shake her hand. Hey, what's up, Paige? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Paige, were you staring at me and my friend over there in line? She's like, no. Why would you think that for? And she was like, I'm like, I don't know. Because it looked like you were glancing at me and my friend over there. She's like, no, I wasn't. I'm like, okay, it looked like you were. She's like, I was looking everywhere. I'm like, oh, whatever you say, Paige, because you're looking at me, Miguel, because you followed us from that side to that side. Anyways, We take the picture. I take off. Miguel gets it. It was funny because right before I left, but right before I went up there, Miguel's like, "You're gonna make it feel really awkward." So I'm like, I took the picture with Paige and Bodalis. I asked Paige, like, "Paige, do you feel really awkward right now? Because I feel uncomfortable right now." Cause after I asked you that, she's like, "No, no." I'm like, "All right, cool. Later, Paige." Took off, waited for Miguel. By that point, Steve was done in his line. We met up with him. I gave Steve my stuff. Then I ran to the Staples Center to go to the VIP part. In that moment, I saw a guy with his ticket, and I realized my ticket's in the bag. So I call Miguel up. I'm like, "Miguel." He's like, "This is a very expensive call. What do you want?" I'm like, I need my ticket. Where are you?" He said, "We're like a couple blocks down, like near the GTA sign." He's like, "Yeah." As soon as I hear that I end the call, I start running. I'm sprinting down. Everyone's staring at me like, "What's going on?" This guy is running like he stole something. So I'm running down. I cross the street. I see Miguel, Steve. I'm like, I grab my ticket. He's like, I was right. You did forget your ticket. Steve told that to me. I'm like, "Yeah, man. All right, later, man. Have fun." Took off. Went back to the VIP thing. Go upstairs. It's like, and then I go inside and they have my flip cam. I forgot I had my flip cam on me. I brought it just for fun, and just in case I got to record something stupid. Anyways, I go in Staples Center. They're like, "You can't have your flip cam." I'm like, okay. Can I just keep it? I'm not gonna record anything. Like, "No, you can't have your flip cam." I'm like, I have floor seats. I'm not gonna record anything. You know, my security is around me. You think I have time to do that? I'm here to have fun. And they're like, "Nah, man. Sorry." So some lady escorts me to guest services. I drop my flip cam off, come back, go up in the suite. It's a really nice suite. It's like media's there, everyone dressed up, and there's a bunch of wrestling fans there just eating food. It's fully catered. It's all out. There's like chicken, there's roast beef, there's salad, there's all this like fancy stuff you can eat. There's all unlimited drinks. You can get alcohol as much as you want. You get shots, you can get wine, you can get beer, you can get Coke, you get your water, you get whatever. It is fully serviced, all you can eat buffet style. There's desserts, there's cupcakes, there's cakes, there's fruit, there's guys serving roast beef, if I didn't say that already. So I'm just eating there. There's TVs playing Money in the Bank 2013. So I'm just eating there. One of the guys that I was sitting by at the breakfast came up to me and we started chit-chatting or whatever. I was showing him what I got, he's showing him what he got, like who we met and stuff. And then there's a balcony part. I just go outside and there's like, I see a sea of people. And I took a picture of him. Like, I text Steve. I'm like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "Oh," he didn't text me back until a couple minutes later. He's like, "Oh, I'm in the building." I'm like, "All right, cool." They're sectioning 102, and 102 is right beside the floor seats where I am, because the floor is here, and their section is like right here going up. So I was like, oh, I didn't see them until the end of the show anyway. So for the superstars, I joked around all weekend. I'm like, I kept saying like, "Man, I'm probably gonna meet nothing, no one." They're like, "Yeah, they're probably gonna meet like Yoshitatsu or something." I'm like, I could have met Yoshitatsu so many times this weekend. I chose not to. So guess who walks in the first one? Yoshitatsu. I text Steve. He texted me. He said like he hawed me, and then Justin Gabriel came in. Justin Gabriel came in, and then who else came in? And then I went to the washroom. I came back. Justin Gabriel and because I want to take a picture of Justin Gabriel. He was gone already. Yoshitatsu was gone, and Teddy Long just walked by me. He's like, "Holla holla," and then he walked by. I'm like, "What's going on?" Then I see Rosa Mendez, so I took a picture with Rosa Mendez. I see Ricardo Rodriguez. I took a picture with him. I took a picture with Kofi. I took a picture with Oksana. I took a picture with Tamina. I see Alicia Fox walk by, but she didn't take a picture with anyone. She had to go to the media room because there's like the big eating room. There's a media room on the side that you have to get into. Rey Mysterio was on that side with the Make-A-Wish kids. He was on the balcony. Our balcony was one side, their balcony was the other side. I probably could have snuck in and gotten there too, but I just didn't want to. Too much of a hassle. I don't think there was any actual security actually blocking the way if you knew where you're going. But I went through there. I went to my seat. It was funny because the guy I was talking to, I sat beside the breakfast and I met up with at the thing. Me and him had the same seats beside each other, so we just sat, whatever, just talked. What did we do? We watched SummerSlam, amazing show. The pre-match show, the crowd was so hot, so good. And then Shield walked by, Shield's music playing. When that music goes off, that crowd pops, and it's so fun. So they come down, they're Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins right beside me. They walk by. I was like, I'm marking out, I'm going nuts, and the pre-show ends by DQ. It was like whatever. It was a good match. Inferno match was fun to watch. There's a fireman. We were trying to chant what was it? Ring of Fire. one chant started going like firemen, firemen, fire, but that didn't like take off to the whole building. It was just in our couple sections. Christian Del Rio match was awesome. Brock Lesnar CM Punk match was amazing, epic, but the main event was amazing. When Brian, the match was so weird because it was like he kicked him in the head and he was like yes, yes, and then I just stood up. I just started chanting yes, yes, yes. This is like this is never gonna happen. From my angle, it looked like he ran and just kicked him in the head, but on the replay, he kneed him in the head, and we sat down. It was just 1, 2, 3. For 1 second, the whole place paused, like a moment in time. Just everything just stopped, and everyone just exploded on how everyone was like, "What?" Everyone was going, "Yes!" Everyone just like, "What?" It actually happened. And then the music's playing, and then like a minute later, the confetti's flying, and we're like, "Wow, this is awesome! This is amazing!" People are trying to catch the confetti to keep, and then the fireworks come off, and it was just a moment you had to been there. It was like that was like when you like, it's like those moments when you watch on TV, like, man, I wish I was there. Like when I was watching Steve's video when he was recording it, and he says, "We're here for this." It just hit me like I was there for that moment in time. That will never happen again. It's like, and then Orton came out, and then he teased the cash, and it was like, all right. And then he walked back, and then when he stopped, I'm like, this is it. This is the end. And Triple H flipped it around, hit the pedigree, bam. Orton came in, pinned him, 1, 2, 3. The celebration's over. So I'd like to add SummerSlam 04. I saw Orton win the World Heavyweight title, and SummerSlam 2013 I see Orton win the WWE title. But people are doing the 1, 2, 3. Some people were chanting, but majority of people were just in shock and were like man. I could go on and on about that, but I'm just saying, like, let's compare it to this. Punk won his Money in the Bank 2011, and everyone remembers that one moment when he won that belt, his first ever WWE Championship. He then won it at Survivor Series 2011 against Alberto Del Rio, and that's when he won on his 434-day reign. Do people remember the 2011 moment, or do people remember the Money in the Bank moment? People always remember that Money in the Bank moment. And like I was there for that SummerSlam moment when Bryan won the belt and there was confetti and fireworks. You'll never get that moment in history of time again. That is there and now it's gone, and it was it'll always be the moment that there'll always be a note on that moment say how it was ruined. But for that 3 minutes, everyone was it was just amazing. And like I watched it on the plane coming back home, and I was just like, oh man, I can't believe I was there for that. It's so awesome. Like, I kept saying all weekend, I'm like, this is gonna be one of those moments that like people be like, man, I wish I was there to see that. And like One Night Stand, like Money in the Bank, like all those things. And now I can finally say I was there for that one moment in time, just in wrestling history. It's amazing. But anyways, that was SummerSlam. We get the guy right after the show came really quick, clipped all the chairs. I took off. I went to meet up with Steve at 102. We were just chit-chatting at the lobby. The confetti was everywhere. I grabbed all the confetti off my chair, threw it into my back pocket, and then I kept telling him, I came all the way up here. I gotta take a picture with all you guys. I take a picture with you and Steve, because that's the main people who I talked to before. Like, that's the main people who I was supposed to meet up with, and everyone else was just like I met along the way, like Mario and Luke and them. And Above Average Muda, who I knew of, but I never met, and I finally got to see his face because he never showed his face on Twitter. I took a picture, and on Saturday Access, we're like, Steve made a video. He's like, oh, the new member of the clique. It's like, oh, you're gonna be the muscle of the group. I'm like, oh god, it's just fun and games. I don't know why people take that crap so seriously when they make fun of him. I guess they're just playing along, but I'm like, whatever. I'm just, as a joke, I'm like, watch, people are gonna start, I'm gonna get heat for this. People are gonna start bearing me now, and then they're just a good laugh. Then I would say like, Maravi, I'm taking your spot. So now I gotta start doing this in my videos. It's just for fun. It's just a laugh. Anyways, we did the picture with that. We all took it, like, for some reason Steve said always throw up the click symbol, so I'm like, alright, cool. So we all took a picture together. And then all of a sudden this black guy started taking a picture of us, and I was like, alright. And then he's like, I want to get a picture with you guys. So Luke started taking a picture with us and this black guy. And then this black guy, and I gave the guy the chair. He's like, you want to take a picture with the chair? He's like, yeah, sure. And Steve was like, why don't you do the NWO thing? So he started playing guitar with it. And it was a good laugh, so he started doing that. And then he took off. And then, what was it? We went outside. Above Average Muda left. He took off. Then it was me, Luke, Miguel, and Steve, and then we were walking to the parking garage, and I had to get some stuff from Steve's car. And then after, I ended up asking Steve for a ride. He gave me, because it was like, I think it was like a mile away, and I was on his way to Anaheim. So I was was appreciated for that, for Steve giving me a ride back to my hotel. But we just walked around downtown, got to the parking garage. We all said our goodbyes. We all say Mania, New Orleans. I'll see you then. Steve dropped me home, back to the hotel. I went there, I got Breaking Bad, I watched it, and then I went to sleep. And then that was that. I woke up around 7, showered. The main priority was to eat breakfast, get my chair done, and get out of there, because I was going to take a taxi back to LAX, because I had a fair amount of cash left, because I didn't spend that much money in the past couple of days, because the majority of things were paid for. So I spent $22 all-you-can-eat buffet breakfast. Pancakes, waffles, eggs, bacon, hash browns, fruit, whatever you want. I stuffed myself. I tipped the lady. It was like $30. It was so worth it. You don't understand how good this breakfast was. $30 breakfast was amazing. I didn't even eat till like, I think I didn't eat for like 5-6 hours after that. It was just so good. I just pigged out. And then after I went to get my chair done, I went to the FedEx. I was joking around with the girl, because the girl said, like, oh man, that's a nice chair, I want to take that home with me. And then the guy wrapped it up, and we were just joking around and whatever, and I left. And then I went to the United Postal Service, and then I got the box to put my poster in so I could throw on the plane, like, so it wouldn't damage, because it was just out in the open. What else? Oh, I forgot the one story. Did I say that story? No, I didn't. Okay. I pretty much no big deal after that. Anyways, when Steve dropped me off, I was talking to the guy in the lobby, and then I go into the elevator, and then remember I was telling you I was chatting up Access girls. I'm not lying about this. The girl was like, "Hey, what's up? Do you remember me?" I'm like, "No, like I remember I saw you at Access." There's a ton of people at Access. I guess I'm the most recognizable person because I'm tall and I'm the brown guy and long hair, and just I have a weird, unique look to myself that you just like, oh yeah, that's Justin over there. You can probably spot me a mile away. So the girls just chatting. We're just chatting back and forth. I'm like, oh, how was Access? She was like, how's SummerSlam? I'm like, man, it was awesome. Just except Daniel Bryan lost because Orange Cassidy's like, oh man, that sucks. She was like, oh, and then I'm like, I remember Steve and them I'm talking to me because the volunteers. I'm like, what did the volunteers get? And like, we talked to them. They worked 2 sessions and they're gonna meet a couple superstars, but they don't know what superstars are meeting. So I'm like, oh, so you were volunteering for Access? What superstars did you get at me? I'm like, oh, I met a bunch of people. And then she's like, oh, but I have an extra autograph. Would you mind having it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, here you go. And then thank you. I'm like, bye, bye. And she took off. She went upstairs, actually past my floor because I was chatting with her back and forth. Went back down. So I got a free Shield 8x10 autograph thanks to that lovely Access girl. So this is why you talk to women. So anyways, back to my regular story. So we said our goodbyes. Monday morning I took off, paid $50, got to LAX. I got there in about 15 minutes. I went in, got my ticket, checked my chair in, went through security in between 15 to 20 minutes. I was in that thing by 12:35. I had till 3:10. I just chilled. I just listened to some podcasts. I listened to the Dean Blundell show, which is a show in Toronto. I listened to the Brian and Vinny show, the new one from Sunday. And then, what else did I do? I ate Burger King. I had a chicken burger or whatever. Then I jumped on that plane and we took off. Watched SummerSlam on the plane. I slept for an hour on the plane. It was weird because I slept in the first hour, so the plane was turning for some reason. When I woke up, I was just so dizzy because the plane was turning. I was like, and then I just closed my eyes and went back to sleep for like 15 minutes. I watched SummerSlam on the plane, well, both main events and the double main events and Christian. What else did I do? I didn't really do that much on the plane. It was just only 4.5 hours too. Got off there, got my luggage, customs gave me no problem. I ran through that, and then took my bus at 12:15 p.m. Got home at 12:45, got in my bed, and then I went on my computer till 3 o'clock in the morning that night. 2 o'clock in the morning, and then that was that. That was my Summerslam experience. So, what do I have to say? Well worth the trip. If you are thinking about going to Summerslam, you have to do Summerslam. And if you're thinking about doing SummerSlam, get the travel package, get the Platinum package. It's well worth it. Everything's paid for. They hook you up. You don't gotta stay at a crappy hotel. It's full nice hotel. You had to go all out for SummerSlam. It's amazing. You can go to see downtown LA, see wherever you want, and just make a weekend out of it, or you make a week out of it. Whatever you want. You go to Universal, Disneyland if you want to do it. Whatever. I wasn't too fussed. I've already been to Universal and Orlando. I've done the Disney World, not Disneyland, so I'm not too fussed on it. So what I have to say, just if you're thinking about going to SummerSlam, you have to do SummerSlam. There's WrestleMania you have to do, and SummerSlam Access you get whoever you want. WrestleMania has nothing on it. I might even retire from SummerSlam Access. The plan is next year, me and Miguel already made this plan. If we get Undertaker, we get Undertaker, we're gonna meet him. But other than that, I might go to WrestleCon just to go chill, get some DVDs and whatever. But unless my friends are gonna go hang out at Access, I have no need to go to Access. I might go just to hang out. If everyone's going, I'm just going chill. But for me to go and actually seriously go get autographs, nope. I am gonna always do that through SummerSlam Access if I go back. And next year in New Orleans, I will see everyone there. But SummerSlam, I cannot praise how much fun I had on that trip, and especially hanging out with people. It just made that trip 10 times better. Hanging out with everyone, because you always have more fun when you hang out with friends. What else? And just to meet all that people. I met 15 people in one day. I met 5 people the next. I could have met more than that if we really tried. We could have met more than that. But the Sunday Access is more hectic than the Saturday one. Saturday one, if you just want to do Access, just go both days on Saturday. You'll meet a ton of people, and you'll meet whatever VIPs are there. You can meet all the ones you want. And the best thing about it is the ones that you don't want to meet, that you kind of want to meet. You can get them on eBay when they go on sale, because the ticket holders are going to buy them every year, thinking they're going to sell them because they forget, and they won't. But next year, if I do go to SummerSlam next year, I'll just get the plane ticket. I'll stay with those guys. We'll probably a cheap hotel again, and get the cheap seats, not floor seats. So that is that. And the VIPs that probably want to meet next year, if I do go, Cena's top of the list. Orton's top of the list. I always wanted to meet Cena, Orton, and definitely got to meet Bryan one more time. And I'm probably gonna wait till the last minute to buy my tickets, and if I get it, I get it, and if I don't, I don't, because they'll always be. My final thoughts. Finally, my camera's finally charged. It wouldn't even record anymore, even though it had a bit of battery life left. So my final thoughts for SummerSlam: it was just well worth the trip, well worth the money. Just the experience, the time I had at the weekend is just amazing. I know I said this so many times. I can't emphasize how much fun I had, and it was well worth the trip. And it's right up there with WrestleMania. There is SummerSlam, and I just came back. So I got picked up my pictures, and I got this frame for $15, and I got right there. There's a picture right there. There's my ticket taped in there, and there's a picture of all of us at the bottom. So there you go. That's right there. I got a couple pictures. Hold on. Last but not least, let me show these bad boys off before the video's over. With the VIPs, I printed these out. There is me and Punk. That's me and Triple H, is everyone's favorite. Me and Shawn Michaels. These pictures come out great because they're outside and the sun's out, so it's just like really good lighting. And there's me and the man Daniel Bryan right there. So there you have it. There is my SummerSlam experience. I'd like to thank Steve Breach, Miguel, Luke, Mario, Kevin Man on Fire, the Mario's friend, I can't remember his name, Above Average Mood, I got to meet him. They just made the whole experience just that much more fun. So thank you for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And that is all.